So let's summarize what we learned in this lesson. There are several different methods to solve quadratic equations. Let's talk about what's important to remember about each method. If we're talking about technology, you are going to be inputting into your calculator or whatever other electronic way you have to do it, such as Desmos, two equations. You're going to have to adjust the window, which means that you're going to have to think about, what does this window mean? As you go from the x minimum to the x maximum, what makes sense for your particular scenario? That's what makes solving by technology difficult. The calculator will do the work for you as far as graphing goes, but the real work in your brain is figuring out, what do you want your minimum and maximum x values to be, and what do you want your y minimum and your y maximum to be? And how are you going to scale those axes to make sure that you see everything? And then you are going to look for the intersection of those two equations and then figure out, do you want the x coordinate or do you want the y coordinate to give you the answer to the question that's being asked? If you use inverses, remember, you can't use inverses if you have a standard form equation. So you're looking for inverses when you have only one variable that you're looking at in the equation. Only one variable. Let's spell correctly. For quadratic formula and factoring, both of these, the equation has to be equal to 0. So if it's not, then you have to make it be equal to 0. In the case of the inverses, it doesn't matter if it's equal to 0. You can just go ahead and solve away. Of course, you need it to be in standard form so that you get that A value, that B value, and that C value, so that you know what values to use in your quadratic formula. For factoring, don't forget, you want to take out a GCF first before you decide to do any more factoring after that. You have to factor out the GCF and see what's left in your binomial or trinomial, and then you can split it up into the double parentheses.